Yo, what is up YouTube friends, and welcome into this video on switching from controller to mouse and keyboard. I, like you, was in a similar situation about a year ago, and what I'm going to do today is cover with you guys 6 things that definitely improve my mouse and keyboard skill. It's going to help you quickly cover the gap from your controller skill to your mouse and keyboard skill. This I can guarantee. So we're going to get right into those 6 things right after this, guys. Welcome back, friends. So I just want to remind you guys that I am live on YouTube from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So be sure and stop in and say what's up if you found this video helpful. Also, it would be super awesome if you guys would hit the like button if you do in fact like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in getting more content from Mr. H2K himself. That me. And right now we're going to go ahead and get into the 6 things that I think are going to help you guys out tremendously in closing the gap from controller to keyboard skill. So number 1 is going to be your monitor capabilities. And number 2 will be the type of mouse that you're using. We'll go over in a little more detail about what I mean by that. Number 3, we're going to be covering Aimlab. This is a free aim trainer on Steam, so that'll be awesome for you guys as well. Number 4, we're going to be hitting up DPI settings and similar things that accompany that. And then number 5, we're going to talk about avoiding bad habits on your mouse aim. This is important. And last but not least, being comfortable. So those are the things we're going to cover, and we're going to get into that right after this. See you guys on the flip side. Welcome back, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the 6 things that we are going to cover today around switching from controller to mouse and keyboard. Number 1 is going to be your monitor capabilities. And what I mean by that is how many frames per second, or if you're looking on a box or something like that, it's going to say Hertz, HZ, is your monitor capable of, and then what is your response time? So the 2 things that you need to be looking for are those 2 items, response time and Hertz or FPS, frames per second. And what you're going to want to get that will definitely improve your reaction time. Doesn't matter what game you're playing, I know this for a fact. If you're playing on a 60 Hertz monitor or 60 frames per second monitor, and you go to a 144 frames per second monitor, 144 Hertz, you will definitely see about a 30 to 50 millisecond increase in reaction time. This happened for me personally inside of Aimlab, the free aim trainer that we will be going over shortly. So make sure that your monitor is of those capabilities, because I promise you the majority of other gamers out there that are playing any competitive FPS have the top tier monitor. So make sure that that is in fact something that you have. You will definitely see an increase. It's not going to make you a crazy player. It's not going to turn you into a pro, but it is going to increase your reaction time. That I can guarantee. So the next thing you want to look at is the type of mouse that you have. I will show you the one that I have here. This is a G502 Hero. Now, as you can see here, it has a few buttons on the side. Couple right here, and then a third one here, and then 2 right here on the left click. And it also has this nice little thumb grip. This is perfect for me. What you need to do when choosing a mouse though is you need to go and try out mouses that fit your particular hand size. This is important. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on it, but you definitely want to make sure it fits comfortably in your hand, and it's not you constantly trying to adjust it, or it doesn't sit right, because you will lose firefights if you're constantly adjusting your grip on your mouse. Speaking from personal experience. Excuse me. And then you also want to make sure that mouse has software that you can install on your PC so that you can adjust the DPI settings. In some cases, you may even be able to calibrate it to the type of surface that you're using. I know that Razer Synapse does this, so if you're looking at buying a Razer mouse, they have a really good software. Logitech is decent, but they don't have the calibration of the Surface. So just a heads up there. And then what we're gonna go ahead and move on to is the biggest part of this video, which is gonna be Aimlab, and we'll get right into that shortly. Yo, welcome back, friends. So let's go ahead and get right into Aimlab. Once again, this is a free aim trainer located on Steam that you can totally download for free. So that is super awesome, especially if you've been paying any attention to this channel. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and cover some of the things within Aimlab. Number one, we'll go over the settings, which is really cool. So let's go ahead and check on those. So if you go down here to the bottom and click on settings, you can then go over here to controls, which it should already be selected for you guys. And then this is the key part to Aimlab, honestly, is the game profile. You can actually select from a bunch of different games here. I mean, there is just a ton of them that will bring over the settings from that game and reproduce the aiming that is like in that game in Aimlab. That is huge. Other aim trainers don't have the same amount of games that are in Aimlab, so this is a really big piece to that. Excuse me, guys. Getting a little bit of a dry throat. So what we'll go ahead and do is do Call of Duty, because it is popping right now. In case you didn't know, where'd it go, bro? Call of Duty series right here. And then we'll have it on Modern Warfare / Warzone. This is my sensitivity for what is in that game currently. So if you set your sensitivity here, you need to set your sensitivity the same way inside of that game, so that way you are making sure that your movements are accurate to what game you're going to be training on. All right, so now that we got that cool part covered, let's go ahead and go to the training section here. As you can see down here, there's this little thing called tasks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the ones that I feel are the best for people that are just starting out on mouse and keyboard. So let's go ahead and go to this task here. We'll cover them in no particular order, because I'm going to tell you the one that I think you should absolutely start with and the one that you should absolutely do on a continuous basis, in my opinion. So flicking, there's two in here that I really like. That's going to be spider shot right here, that my mouse is over, and then this one down here, it's a little bit ways down, but six shot. Okay, so in the flicking category, you're going to want to do spider shot and six shot. Okay, those are the two ones that I recommend in there. Let's move on to the next component, tracking. I suck at tracking, so I don't play it a lot. I probably should, but I hate it. And if you want to be really good, I would recommend doing some tracking, but I don't have one that I would specifically recommend to you, because I just don't do it enough, but I would definitely play around in there. So on the speed side, the one that I do the most is spider shot on this one, and that just helps get warmed up. It's very nice. And then precision, I would recommend spider shot on this one as well, and then micro shot. So those are the ones that I would recommend that you start with and continuously do when you're warming up to get on for a session. It's always, do it quick 10-15 minutes, especially if you're just getting into mouse and keyboard. It's going to be crucial that you get your muscles warmed up, because it's a completely different sensation than just hopping on with your thumbs and your fingers here if you're using a scuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go over spider shot precision with you guys and how you should attack this initially. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, play task. You can select different weapons here. You can select, they have a bunch of different ones. I always just use the 9mm right there, because that was the one that just was auto-populated when I initially started playing Aimlab about a year ago. And we're going to go ahead and click on play task. Here it will give you some information. You can actually turn the volume up and listen to it. Hopefully the desktop audio is on. That would suck if it's not. It is perfect.
But don't rush the process. Nobody's watching, so make sure you're accurate before you're fast. The improvement will come over time.
So they give you a bunch of good information in there, and they always have these little things at the bottom. The human brain is made up of mostly water. It's kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and move on there. So I'm going to show you guys what you should do here. I'm going to get a sip of water though. This is going to be a recurring theme inside of all my videos, me getting water. Alrighty guys, so here's the key. You're not worried about speed. That is the last thing you're worried about. What you're worried about is being accurate. So I want to boom, and I want to slowly move. Shouldn't be that fast. Slowly move. I don't want to do this and overshoot. I want to go back and forth. You want to land right on your target. See, I miss. And you don't want to do this jiggly puff up here to get to your target. You know, some little thing like that where you're wiggling your mouse around. You want to go slide back and forth, like nice and slow. See how I did that? I overshot right there. That's what I want you to try and avoid, because that is a bad habit. So we'll go ahead and cover that bad habits right now as I'm doing this. See, you want to go back and forth, and you don't want to overshoot, you don't want to undershoot, and you don't want to be doing a skippity doodah to the target. You know, some long looping, you know, shot to get to your target. You want it to be straight and to the point as quickly as possible. Once you get to that speed point, don't start doing that right away. We'll cover that one more time because we're in the bad habits section, and we'll do that real quick. So we'll start it up here again. So what you want to do is just easily slide over. Even if you're slow, don't worry about it. See how I'm not going too fast? I'm just going back and forth. Because if you start getting up too much, you're going to overshoot like I did right there. And you see how I had to dip down to get that target? You want to be able to smoothly slide over back and forth. Because the quickest distance between any 2 points is a straight line. So if you can keep your line as straight as possible, the better you are going to be at getting onto your target. And you're going to be able to memorize that motion inside of the game. You see what I did? I overshot again. Overshot. So if I start moving too quickly, and you see how I kind of like do all these looping movements? This is a bad habit that I've formed that I don't want you guys to do. See that loop? You want to be able to shoot right to your target. So that is pretty much the best way I can explain that particular thing, but that is where I would start in spider shot precision. And you want to do that as slowly as possible. You want to make sure that you're not undershooting, overshooting, or creating these big looping movements with your mouse to get to your targets. Because that is going to definitely impede your ability inside of these first-person shooters. If you're going up against someone with a lot better speed than you, or someone on controller for that matter, because they do have aim assist and you do not. So the sixth thing we're going to actually talk about is being comfortable. So the best way I can describe this to you all is like this. What you will notice over time is that your arm starts to get heavy on whatever surface you may be on. If you've been playing for a long time or anything like that, you are going to notice that your shoulder may start to dip onto your aiming hand, and you know your forearm right here, if you've got it really flat on the table, will start to get heavy, and so your movements will start to get heavy as well. So you need to be able to find out the height that you need to be above from the surface that you are putting your hand on. So if you're laying your hand flat on the table, how much height do you need from the table, from your forearm to the table? Something like that. So ideally what you would like to have is a little bit to where your arm isn't completely resting on the surface that your mouse is actually on. Obviously you need to rest it on there a little bit, but it does not need to be able to be completely flat. So There you go. And then also, you don't want to be tensing up and squeezing the shit out of your mouse, man, because that's going to mess your aim up. And that's more of a mental thing, just keeping composed, not letting Aimlab get to you. This guy. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope that it does help you. I feel like we definitely covered some ground that will increase your skill right away. And I do thank you so much for dropping in. I do thank you so much for watching this video. And if you would please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the like button, and then remember that we are on YouTube live streaming Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure and drop in, say what's up. Let me know if this video helped you in any way. Thank you so much. If there's anything you guys have as far as questions, comments go, please type them in the comment section below. I will be sure and get back to you guys either on stream or by typing a comment in. And once again, thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Peace.